Whether it's the president or Congress, most Americans agree there's a lot of blame to go around for the sequester. Those automatic spending cuts totaling nearly more than $85 billion this year.
A lot of money, but the sequester is hurting lawmakers in ways you may not realize, and that could affect you. I-Team reporter Jason Law spoke to some of our local Congress members to see how it's affecting the way they do their job. Jason?
Carol and Clyde, when we ask regular people where the government should cut spending and save money, one of the first and most popular answers is to take it right out of the politicians' salaries. Well, how about their budgets? The sequester doesn't affect a lawmaker's salary, but right now it is affecting their day-to-day activities. And that could affect how you're able to reach out to your congressperson. When Brad Wenstrup was elected to Congress in November, he was prepared for the budget axe to land on his office.
We estimated that there were going to be cuts coming our way, and so we planned for that from the get-go.
Without the cuts, Wenstrup believes he may have been able to hire one or two more staffers and possibly open up another part-time office. Wenstrup's budget at the start of the year was around $1.35 million. After sequestration, his budget shrank by more than 8%, or around $112,000. Because of this, Wenstrup says his staff is much more cost-conscious, like when they travel.
We watch the rates and try to get the best deal. We do fly commercial, we fly coach.
Speaker of the House John Boehner suffered cuts to not only his congressional office budget, but also his Speaker's office budget, too. A spokesperson for Congressman Steve Chabot says his D.C. staff is cutting back on their travel, limiting their trips back to Ohio.
The folks that have been here longer and have had robust build-out staffs have had a bigger challenge.
Indiana Congressman Luke Messer says he also hired fewer staffers going into his first term. He's also changing the way he reaches out to his constituents.
We've hired a few less people. We've also not done any kind of mass mailings out of our office.
So why should you care about any of this? Because these cuts could affect the chances of you getting a message to your congressman or woman. And likewise, if these lawmakers have less money, it could affect the way they reach out to you.
These cuts mean there are going to be fewer personnel on the ground helping citizens.
Brad Fitch heads the nonprofit, nonpartisan Congressional Management Foundation in Washington, D.C.
What this cut this year is going to mean is that constituents are just going to have to wait a little longer because members of Congress are going to have fewer resources to serve constituents.
Now, what about the U.S. Senate? Well, they've fared much better after the sequester. Their budgets average about twice as much as their House counterparts, and senators only suffered about 5% cuts to their office budgets. Now, we have broken down the numbers for you for your local representative. Go to WCPO.com to see how their budgets have shrunk. Carol and Clyde?
All right, well, we're not cutting back on the weather.